What's going on, guys? I am the World of Adventure Time, Steven Universe and Pokemon here, guys, bringing you guys a full video analysis for the trailer that we got for the Steven Universe Summer Adventures or Summer of Steven, guys. This is truly amazing, guys. So for those of you who don't know, the Summer of Steven has been confirmed for July 18th, and we have just gotten a trailer of a huge preview of new Steven Universe episodes that are going to air on April 18th. And if you missed the video, I will be linking them down in the description of the video. There's two of them, the short and the long preview, or you should be seeing a speech bubble in the video right now. You can just click on that in the video and it should take you to the link into the videos. And these videos showed off so many things of Steven Universe and new episodes, which made this seem so excited. I am so excited for July 18th, which is literally less than 2 weeks now, guys. And this video showed so many Steven Universe episodes and so many good things that we want to see and we were going to see, and I'm here to discuss it for you guys. So let's get on with this video breakdown. So before I talk about the video itself, I do have some confirmation that, guys, of the Steven Universe episodes that are going to air first. So, starting on July 18th, the first episode that we are going to see is going to be called Steven Floats, which of course many of you do know that episode was leaked, and you can see it right now on the internet, which I encourage you not to do, and I encourage you to watch it when it airs. I am doing that. I have not watched the leaked episode, and I'm waiting for the episode to actually air so I can see it. But after Steven Floats, after that episode airs, immediately after that episode airs, we're going to be getting Drop Beat Dad, which I have no clue what that might mean. We might have, some little details of it in the video that I'm going to be discussing. But after that, on July 19th, on a Tuesday, we're going to be getting Mr. Greg. That seems kind of, familiar to the Drop Beat Dad. It may be similar in some way, and it might be, kind of similar to the video. The video that we have gotten that I'm breaking down to you guys might have a little bit details to that episode here, but we'll find out, guys. So, in the beginning of the video, we first see Steven and Greg kind of happy, getting excited for something, which we don't know what yet. I do have to say that this has kind of had to do something with either Drop Beat Dad or Mr. Greg, since, Greg is in this episode and we kind of hardly see Greg here and now. So I would have to say that this is either from the episode Drop Beat Dad or Mr. Greg. Then after that, we see a happy Steven saying it's good to be back, flying up, which I do believe that this is from the episode Steven Floats, since of course he is flying now. And we do see this for a couple of frames, right there, and then, jumping up, and then right there you can see he's flying now, or floating. Getting to some interesting parts now, we do see a couple of frames of a sea boat, and if you look closely, it says the SS Lila. I do hope that I did say that correctly, but I don't know why this episode would include a boat or why there would be a boat. My guess would be that maybe Steven borrowed this boat from Onion's dad, because we do know that Onion's dad is actually one of the workers who goes on a boat, and I think he fishes or just something like that. But maybe they got this boat from him, or maybe they still got it from Steven Floats, because I do believe they did get a boat from that. But then we see inside of the boat, and we see a happy Steven and a Lapis Lazuli happy right there, pulling the tug right there for the boat. This seems like a really interesting. I'm guessing this is going to be a Steven and Lapis Lazuli episode maybe. But why are they at sea? What possible reason can they be at sea? For some reason, they could probably, just be relaxing. But look at Steven. He's wearing a life vest. When was the last time we saw Steven wearing a life vest? It was in the episode where Steven and the Crystal Gems were looking for Lapis Lazuli and Jasper under the sea. But since Lapis Lazuli is out, who else could be under the sea? That's right, guys, Jasper. Could the Crystal Gems be possibly still looking for Jasper? My emphasis would be that they are looking for Jasper in this episode. But, Steven and Lapis, are trying to have a good time. But the other Crystal Gems, they're taking it seriously and trying to find Jasper, though. Then we see Steven, Peridot, and Amethyst, right there chilling. I'm guessing it has to do with the exact same episode, since it looks like they're out in a port area, probably, looking out at the boat. So I would say it's probably kind of the same episode. Next, this episode is from Steven Floats. As you can tell, Steven is flying. I could potentially be wrong. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong for the people who did see the leak. But, like I said, I didn't see it. But, it kind of makes sense that Steven is flying. Or maybe, after Steven floats, Steven is able, to control the power of floating now. And in Drop Beat Dad, he can actually still know how to do that. Then after that, we get a really happy face from Lapis Lazuli, which I know a lot of people love to see. So I'm guessing this probably has to continue on with the episode with the boat, due to the fact, she's happy, she's laughing, and then, previously when we saw her and Steven inside the boat, she was also happy as well. So that being said, that Lapis Lazuli was right there laughing, I would say it's the same episode as the one where we saw Steven and Lapis Lazuli happy right there inside the boat. Here we get into some big thing, guys, and I'm talking some big things. So of course, Stevonnie is back in one of the episodes, guys. My guess, I could be wrong, but my guess that this episode is going to be Too Short to Ride, guys. I have to say that this has to be the episode Too Short to Ride, due to the fact, by the sound of the episode, they're too short to ride, and then some people thought that maybe Steven and Connie were too short to go on a ride, including maybe Peridot, so they formed Stevonnie to go on the ride, and it kind of makes sense, if you're too short to ride, what are you going to do? They're going to fuse, of course, because they're taller that way. So my guess that this is going to be from the episode Too Short to Ride. I honestly can't wait for this episode. This episode seems really, really interesting. And then at the next scene, we see Steven going down a slide. My guess, this had to do with the episode Mr. Greg. The reason why I say this is from the episode Mr. Greg is because the way the title is Mr. Greg, when you mostly see somebody with a tuxedo and like really nice, you seem to call them Mr. or by that phrase, and it feels like this is the perfect episode to be in that, Mr. Greg, and I'll explain that later. I mean, Steven is the only one wearing a tuxedo, but in a later scene we do see that Greg is in it and more people are in it too. But he's just on a slide right there. I don't know why, he's dressing all fancy, then he goes down a slide, but, this seems like a really interesting episode. Then in the next scene, we do this, I would say this is also from the episode Too Short to Ride, due to the fact that Connie is wearing the sweater that Stevonnie was wearing. So if she was wearing that sweater and then they fused, then they're both, they're wearing the sweater. So I'm saying that this is from the exact same episode. So my guess is, if you see the car in the background, we do see they probably went to somewhere. I mean, Connie did say, "What a time to be alive," while her and Steven are looking at something. It could be a ride. I mean, like I said, the episode is called Too Short to Ride, so both of them are probably looking at the ride, saying, and then Connie saying, "What a time to be alive to, ride the ride." But then of course they probably find out that they're too short, and then they form Stevonnie. That's my guess. Hopefully we're correct on that. I could be right or I could be wrong. Who knows? Then we get into another weird scene where Amethyst turns into a ball and then hits Peridot with it. I'm not quite sure what this episode could be. Leave your guys' comments and theories down below. I love to see your thoughts on these episodes and what they might be. Many of you guys have been right or wrong, but it's always good to speculate. Then I love this other scene. Amethyst sounds pretty explained to me, and then Pearl says, "Okay, are we really doing this?" But look at the area that they're at. If you look at don't focus on them. Look at the background of where they're at. They're in the scene where they bubbled all these gems. So what could they possibly be doing there? Well, on one of the leaked titles of the Steven Universe episode, one of them is called Monster Reunion. And when you think of a monster, what monster can you possibly think of? Of course, Centipeetle! We haven't seen Centipeetle in a long time, and this makes perfectly sense for this to be a Centipeetle reunion episode. We have not seen Centipeetle for a long time, and it would be a reunion if we did see Centipeetle again. And then, it does make sense for Amethyst, being that character to say it seems pretty explained to me. But then, Pearl being one of those persons to be are we really doing this? Which means they actually are going to release Centipeetle. And I do believe this is from the episode Monster Reunion, and I do believe this is what this episode is going to be about. But what are you guys' opinion on it? Do you believe me or not? What do you think this episode might be about? Anyways, continuing on here, we do see another shot of Greg, Pearl, and Steven inside a tuxedo. And like I said, in the previous couple of scenes, we did see Steven in a tuxedo. I do have to say that this is, of course, 100% the similar episode. No, we still don't know what the episode could be, but like I said, it's probably the episode Drop Be Dead or Mr. Greg. Due to the fact, Mr. Greg has, of course, the title Mr. in it, and you mostly call it somebody in a tuxedo Mr. Not quite sure why Pearl would wear a tuxedo, though. That's kind of odd if you ask me. I know a lot of people have been speculating on that. I don't know. My reason to believe that this is going to be a Greg, Pearl, and Steven episode related, due to the fact that in the next scene we do see a happy Steven and Greg and Pearl right next to them, but we don't see an Amethyst and Garnet. This is another scene where we haven't seen them. So like I said, my guess is this has to be the episode of Mr. Greg, and this has to be, you know, probably them going somewhere. And you know, like I said, we're not seeing Amethyst and Garnet here, so this might not include them. This might be only a Greg, Pearl, and Steven episode. But that is basically it, guys. This is all that we have gotten for this video. I tried to take all the most important parts and I brought it to you guys. Can't wait for Steven Universe Summer Adventures, or the Summer of Steven, whatever you guys want to call it, starting July 18th on 7 p.m. guys. I am so excited. Hopefully I showed everything that there was to be out there, guys. If I did miss anything, which that's likely for me to happen, let me know down in the comments below. If was there anything that I missed wrong, anything I need fixing, let me know, guys. I always love to read your comments, guys. That is basically it, guys. I am the world of Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and Pokemon, guys. Peace out.